Good morning, everybody. This is Lisa, Prims on Greenway, and I am here this morning on Friday, April 22nd, 2022 for my 31st floss tube. And believe it or not, I've been doing this about a year, give or take. Where does the time go? I am not sure. But wow, here we are in April. I haven't been here in a few months. The reason being is I think I mentioned I have 2 high school seniors this year, and we have been all caught up in getting things together, not only applications, but my daughter was applying for music school, so we had many auditions that we had to travel to, and so that kept us very busy. The good news is both children are now set. Deposits are made on their various schools. My son will be attending Ohio University. He will be a business/real estate major, and was lucky enough to get an ROTC scholarship. And then my daughter has decided on Crane School of Music, which is here in upstate New York at State University of New York at Potsdam. So we are very excited about this, and now goes into the plans for the graduation, and I'm sure summer is going to speed by, and we'll be getting them settled in their new colleges, and we are very excited about that. So that's kind of where I've been the past couple months. In addition, 3 weeks ago, I think it is now, I actually did a class. I taught a class at Hobby House Needleworks. I want to first say thank you so much to Cathy and Dave for giving me the opportunity to go ahead and teach that class. They had a lot of confidence, which I appreciate. I had a wonderful time. I taught a Maggie Bononomy piece. It was basically just teaching some beginner wool applique. The piece I taught was Maggie's Wool Sampler. Just want you to know that this pattern is still available. You can get this from Hobby House. It is still available if you're interested. And I had 8 attendees, and that kind of filled our table. At Hobby House, they have a second floor with a table, and it seats 8, so we filled the table. Prior to the class, I wanted to make it super special, so I made a bunch of pin cushions to put in a trencher bowl in the middle of the table. I let everybody choose a pin cushion. I'm just looking around here. Let me just grab a couple so you can kind of see what they look like. I made probably about 40 or so of these pin cushions. And actually right now, I left them at Hobby House. They're actually for sale at Hobby House if anybody's interested. I did some larger just cotton fabric ones, and I did some smaller cotton fabric ones. I guess you could see the size difference if I put them next to each other. I used a lot of reproduction type fabrics, you know, because that's my jam. And then I did several that were wool applique pin cushions. So they do have these at Hobby House. I left them with them, and so they are selling them there if you're interested. So let me show you the sampler. I have shown this sampler before, this wool applique sampler, and here it is. This is by Maggie Bononomy, and it's just called Maggie's Wool Sampler, but you can definitely obtain the pattern at Hobby House. This is very quick and easy. Everybody who was a beginner there thought it was quite easy. They picked up on the technique very quickly, and kind of hoping I might have started a new needlework art for them. That would be exciting for me, because I love getting people jazzed up about new forms of handwork. The other thing I wanted to point out at the very top of the sampler is a hanger. This is actually a metal hanger. If I can get it. It's kind of a metal hanger. It kind of has this bar across, and it's open in the center so that you can slide this on. And this is a hanger that was made by my nephew, who has a metalworking business. And between him and I, we kind of designed it. I wanted it very simple due to the fact that this is a very simple piece. and I'm very, very happy how it came out. I do want to point out, if anybody's interested in one of these hangers, they also have these at Hobby House if you would like one. I really, really love them. I think it's awesome, and it just adds that perfect touch to this piece, which basically I just backed in some cotton fabric, but it really, really sets this piece off beautifully. So for that class, I not only made the pin cushions to kind of set out, and I will put some pictures either at the beginning or end so you can see that, but I also made special boxes to put the kits into, like all your fabric lined up in a special box. And of course now I'm looking around to see, where did my box go to? Why do I not see my box? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put you on hold. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. It was right behind the camera and I didn't see it. So I made boxes for everybody, and I used paper to put their names on it. And a couple days ago, I actually put up a tutorial. If anybody's interested in making one of these boxes, they're awesome for project boxes, storage for your needlework items. So yeah, if anybody's interested, take a look at the tutorial. And everybody really loved them, and so that's why I wanted to share the technique with everybody. But I did decide to make one for myself. The ones I made for the gals for the class, I used the motifs from the pattern. This one, I got some inspiration from a Bonnie Sullivan and Kathy Schmidt's book called French Inspirations for Artful Hands. This is an amazing book, still available. And I'm going to see if I can show you. I did show this on my tutorial video on what inspired me and what motifs I used. This is a quilt called Villa de Paris. It's a gorgeous quilt, but I was very inspired by the birds and the vines and these little red triangles. Lately I've been big into red. I don't know what's the red obsession, but lately I am, so I'm just going with it. Through that inspiration, this is the box that I made, and I showed how I did it on my tutorial. These are all Tim Holtz papers. If you're not familiar with Tim Holtz, he makes lots of paper crafting supplies, and on Saturdays he does live videos that are then recorded. So if you ever want to go back, he shows how to do lots and lots of techniques and using his products particularly. I put a big button here. I put a little sign that said, oops, it got a little cockeyed. I didn't even realize. Let's see. It says Lisa's Projects. That's if, I don't know if I'm going to be able to manipulate it into place because I didn't glue it down. Yeah, it's all cockeyed over here. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that right at the moment. It's not being cooperative. But anyways, I did want to show you that I did put some fabric around the edges of it, and I used an antiquing wax to wax the top of it before I adhered the papers. So you kind of get a bit of a two-tone look, which I think is really neat. And I didn't do anything with the inside of the box. I am going to be using this for project storage. But yeah, that's what I made for everybody, and they were super happy with that. And so I had a ton of fun teaching. Just to say, I'm hoping that I can do it again. I'm thinking possibly in the fall that I would do another type of class. I love doing finishing. Maybe I'll do a finishing class, and we'll see how that goes. But again, in the meantime, I'm still kind of focusing on my kids and getting them all set to be launched off to college. So possibly in the fall, we'll see how it goes. All right, so next thing I wanted to talk about is I did want to throw some shout outs out there. I know everybody knows these gals. They're just so awesome. I have to mention them again. So shout out to Lori, texstylust. She's done some beautiful, beautiful work with beautiful little bunnies. I cannot think of the name of the designer, but she's been making little animals for years and just does a beautiful job. And of course, I'm blanking on that. If it comes to me later, I'll mention it. Audrey at Stitchy Witch 42. She is just going to town with all sorts of crafting, including needlework, as well as paper crafting. So definitely check her channel out. Lisa Kindred Stitcher, she is amazing. She does these beautiful, soft, floral designs with lots of pinks and reds. They're just delicious to watch. So check her out too. Susan Standley, she is an amaze, always teaching us something historic. And most recently, I haven't watched the whole thing, but saw part of her video on teaching us the hem stitch. And so I do want to get back to that. Thank you, Susan, for that tutorial. And if you just want something relaxing and you like gardening and a soft-spoken voice and just a sweet soul, Jerri Landers at Hop Along Hollow, check her out. And a new paper crafter to me is from the UK, and his name is Ceri, spelled C-E-R-I, Ceri the Crafter. So I've been enjoying some of his paper crafting videos. So check all of them out. And I can't help myself but shout out some Instagrammers. There are so many talented people out there. If you haven't seen Judy at Hallandhousehome, please check out her Instagram. I believe she is a model stitcher for Hands Across the Sea. She has some beautiful projects. Carol Crago stitches to the nines as well as quilts. Ginger Schull, I think she posts something every day. Ginger, I don't know where you find the time to do all that beautiful stitching and decorating, but check her out. Veronica's Reflections, again, beautiful work, many samplers, lots of reds that I really love. Julie at Rose Cottage Design, similar type thing, lots of beautiful, beautiful designs, lots of beautiful things to show on her Instagram. Cathy Lounsbury, check her out, and Amy Jepson. These are just a few. Really, every time I do a Flosstube, I'm going to try to shout people out on Instagram because they inspire me so much, truly inspire me so much. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. So despite the fact that I've been busy with the kids, I have been doing a lot of crafting. So I do want to show you, I have some finishes, stitchy finishes. I seem to be a bit on not only a red roll, but just generally samplers. I am just jazzed up. I mean, I've always loved samplers, but currently I'm just jazzed up about samplers. So I couldn't help but bring my Isabella Uffendell up here. I know I showed it in the past quite a while ago, but I brought her up so you can see her here in the background. And I also brought up my another Hands Across the Sea that I did here. I can show you a little closer, is Jane Marshall. And the colors on this are amazing. I know this is washing out a little bit because of the ring light, but the colors are really, I'm trying to put it on the side because otherwise things ghost out a little bit. But truly these colors, I mean, you can kind of see there, they're much more rich in person. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful little band sampler, as you can see. Gorgeous. Nicola continues to put out just stunners. Every time I see her posting something, it's another stunner, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So thank you, Nicola. Thank you, Nicola. So one of the other Hands Across the Sea that I did finish, and actually I don't think I've even posted this finish on Instagram. I really need to get to that. The one that I've been working on since the fall, I think I started it, I believe in October, is Tom's Foolery. And let's see if I have something to put behind it so y'all can see it better. This is an amazing little sampler. Now, it is generally small, but I'm just telling you, it is packed with stitches. Just packed with stitches. Completely and totally amazing. Everywhere you look, there's a little tiny motif. Everywhere you look. Why is this being funny? Here we are. I don't know why that's being funny. So, look at this. And again, the colors are washing out a little bit due to the ring light, but every little tiny, there's motifs. I'm going to come in close so you can kind of see all these little doodads, crowns, hearts, little animals of all sorts, little people, flowers. The border is super intricate. It's just amazing. deer, dogs, bunnies, I don't know, butterflies, just birds galore, and Adam and Eve. It really has everything. This is an amazing, amazing sampler. So if I can inspire anybody, whoops, I'm dropping things, to give this a start, I really, really enjoyed it. It did take me a while. Of course, I did other projects in between. It did take me a while. As I said, I started sometime in October, I believe, and I finished end of February, early March is when I finished it. So maybe it took 6 months-ish, give or take. But again, many projects in between. But oh gosh, I encourage anybody to give this a try. So Tom's Foolery by Hands Across the Sea. And yes, I will be getting it framed. I'm considering doing the framing to kind of match this one, just because I love the frame on that. But we'll see. I'm not 100% on that. We'll see how we go. I do like Brenda and Laura's idea on the smaller samplers to be doing kind of a chunky frame. So I may go that way too. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so that's one. What else do I have? The next sampler that I worked on was one that was sent to me by one of my viewers. And this is by Pineberry Lane. And it's called Florrie Holland's 1888. As far as I know, this pattern is still available. This is a tiny little sampler, but it packs a punch. Packs a punch. I'm just going to see if I could tell you what by what, but of course now I'm not seeing that. How many stitches by how many stitches? Oh, goodness. Why am I not seeing it? So let me look at the pattern. I think it's about, well, it's about 80 by 80. So there you go. 80 by 80. So not a very big sampler, but it packs a punch. And for this sampler, again, this was sent by one of my viewers. I used a DMC 115. DMC 115. That's quite variegated. I'm sure you can kind of see that there. There we go in the light. I didn't put it, I was so hepped up to start this sampler, I didn't even put it on a floss drop. I just went to town, as you can see. I just wanted to do it, and I did. I didn't even take the time. Didn't even take the time. So here we are, Miss Florrie Hollands. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh, she is just adorable. Look at her. Oh, and there's a whole story on the back of that pattern about Florrie and a photograph of her. So if you want a quick little sampler stitch that packs a punch, do it. Florrie Hollands. And I used 115 DMC. And oh boy, you're going to ask me the fabric. You know, honestly, I did put the fabric on my Instagram. I don't remember what it is right now, but check out my Instagram. It might have been a fox and rabbit, but I'm not 100% on that. I generally stitch on 40 count, so I'm sure that's probably what it is. But check my Instagram on that. So there you go, sampler number 2. Actually, not number 2, number 4, because I showed you those 2 samplers. So we're on sampler, sampler number 4. Okay, next sampler that I just finished yesterday. This was a sampler I've been wanting to stitch since 2015. This came out in a Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I, at the time, was just getting the electronic version, so I had printed it out. It was sitting in my stash all that time for the past 6 years, and I finally dug it out, and it just looked like the type of sampler that would do awesome as a solid red, even though it's not, it's charted, I think, for 4 different colors, but I just did a red, and this time I chose, of course I don't see it here. Boy, I'm losing everything today. Here we are, it's right on my lap. I chose A Week's Dye Works Louisiana Hot Sauce. Now, I have to be honest, this Louisiana hot sauce is variegated. I don't know if you can see, I used quite a bit of it. It is variegated, and it's very, very similar to the 115. I think this is a bit of a brighter red, maybe a more tomato red, a little bit of a brighter red. But I enjoyed using it. As I said, I almost used the whole skein for it. but this was from May of 2015 of the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and it's called the Red Bank School Sampler. This is just a, as I said, I had the electronics, so this is just a black and white printout of it, but I have the actual sampler here to show you. And another little red one that packs a punch. Look at this, guys. Is that awesome or what? There was a set of initials on here, MEC. You can kind of see that there. I elected to do them kind of ghosty. I just wanted the rest of the sampler to stand out, but I still wanted to give her or him their due, and I put it on there just as a very, very light creamy color. I forgot what color I even used, but here we are, Red Bank School from 1791. Is that amazing? Look at that peacock. He is awesome. As you can see, this is a picture of this plus 40 count. Oh boy. And now I'm not going to remember the name, but once again, I'm going to refer you to my Instagram that does have the name of it. But this is a picture of this plus 40 count. And I just love how the modeling looks on there. I'm all about that. Nicola has said many, many times doing samplers on a modeled fabric really makes it look aged, and I agree with her, and this is fabulous, fabulous. I love the key, love the little crown, and the two fonts between the Red Bank and then the upper alphabet font is fabulous. So again, guys, give it a try. Didn't Brenda and Laura, I don't know, a year or two ago tell us we always had to have a red sampler on the go? It's taken me a long time to jump on that bandwagon, but I guess I finally did. All right, so there you go. There's another sampler for you. All right, so what do I have next? Let's see. I do have another little finish. This was more of a sewing finish, but it was out of a Blackbird book. Let me grab it off the floor here. I have things all around me. This book is called Garden Club by Blackbird Designs. This you can find on the secondary market. And I decided to do the Garden Club needle roll. And here's a photograph of it there in the book. And I'm going to now show you my version of that. Here we are. And this is using Blackbird fabric that somebody had gifted to me. And here's the needle roll, and we're just going to open it up for you. And there we go. So this has a little pocket right here, and then we have some variegated wool there, and then we have a little roll here. And we'll show you the other side. Is that awesome or what? I love this. It's very tiny, very, very petite little needle roll, but again, it packs a punch. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. I don't know, it didn't take me long. I did this in one day, maybe an afternoon, 3-4 hours type thing, and I got that together, and it was just so much fun. So if you can get a hold of one of those Garden Club books, or maybe borrow one from a friend, and give it a try, you won't regret it. It's beautiful, just beautiful. So there you go. So I'm thinking that's all my kind of finishes. Some fully finished, some just finished. But the next thing I'd like to show you is something I'm working on. So this is a whip. I am going to be part of a bit of an exchange, and the theme is summer/patriotic. And so my reels got going, and it's not totally finished yet, but I have a couple things I'm stitching, and I'm going to attempt to make, hang on here, hold on, hold please. Oh yes, I have it right here. I'm going to attempt to make some berries from a couple patriotic motifs. This is from Blackbird's Design Sweet Land of Liberty, and this is Salute to Abigail. I'm sure everybody has seen this gorgeous design. I have yet to stitch the full design, but I'm taking this right here, and this right here. I think those are the two that I chose to see if I can make a berry out of them. I haven't gotten too far. I have stitched one motif. So here's one motif stitched. This is again on a picture this plus 40 count. I haven't yet attempted the berry. We'll see how it comes out. And then I have started stitching that other little motif I showed you. I got a couple colors in there. Shouldn't take me long. If I have another stitchy section for a couple hours, I could probably get this done. But we'll see how it comes out. You know, these are things I attempt in my head. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But the other thing I thought about is I wanted to put them in something. So I had one of these boxes I had bought years ago, and it was unfinished. It was a box purchased, I don't remember, Joann's, Hobby Lobby's, Michael's, one of those places. And I painted it red. Let me show you the red that I used was chalk paint by Dixie Belle. This I purchased at Old Tattered Flag, and this is called Barn Red. And it's, I don't know if there's a number. I guess there's no number on it. It just says Barn Red by Dixie Belle. I love this paint. This chalk paint is amazing. And so I did that. And then on top of it, I used my antiquing waxed from Delta Ceramic Coat. As you can see, I've had this several years. It's probably 3/4 of the way gone. And it's a color antique, which is kind of a brown color. And I put that over the top. So it kind of, you know, kind of dampened the bright red to it. But you can still see some of that coming through. And it really, really came out nice. I'm super, super happy with the color. It's just the type of color I like. That's probably true to color right about there. And so I wanted to put something on the bottom of it, but I kind of wanted it to show to an extent. So I made it kind of puffy. I put 2 or 3 layers of batting to kind of puff it out on the bottom. And what I did is I used a pattern from Old Tattered Flag. Maybe let me take this out here. I used a pattern from Old Tattered Flag, and this is called Primitive Wonky America. Wonky America from Old Tattered Flag. So if you want a copy of this, you know, they are online, or give them a call. And what I did is I stole this idea right here. Love this. I really didn't need a pattern for it, but the idea of it came from this pattern because really it is just stripes and a star. So there you go. Someday I would love to make this little table runner because I think it's awesome. It would be a good patriotic thing. I probably would have to put some more reds in there, although I think this is coming across orange. I think it's actually red. But I love this. I love this. This was a gift from my my sister-in-law's mother-in-law. Awesome. So so you can kind of see peeking through this cute little wool flag. Let me open it up so I can get the glare off of it a bit. And there it is. Isn't that cute? I love how this came out. And so my plan is to make some berries to put in there. We'll see if my little stitchy ones work out. If not, I'll make some wool berries. And the other thing I picked up, which I know I don't have right here right now, is I picked up those little paper mache letters at Hobby Lobby. They have different sizes, but I picked the small size, and I picked USA, which I think I'm going to paint those. And I think I'll include it as part of the exchange, not necessarily to put in, but maybe just kind of put on the side as part of a bit of a vignette. I'm all about creating the little vignettes. In fact, speaking of which, when I made those pin cushions for Hobby Lobby, I made 2 little sewing vignettes that I set on little ceramic teacup plates. What are those called? I can't think. And I'll try to put a picture either in the front or back of this video on that. But I thought that was kind of fun too. And I told them, you know, they could just sell them there in in the shop. So there you go. So this is my idea for the exchange. I kind of like it so much I might have to actually do one for myself, huh? We'll see. We'll see. But as I said, I really puffed up that wool on the bottom because I really wanted it to show. I didn't want it to get lost on the bottom. I wanted it to be kind of puffy so you can kind of see the blue through there. So yeah, I love it. I love it. So there you go. That's another kind of work in progress, I guess. Work in progress. And then the stitchy work in progress that I started yesterday. Sorry, I keep turning around, but I have so much here. Is I did what I'll call, I did a Laura. What does she call it? When she downloads something, she swooshes it, whooshes it, shooms it. Oh, I think that's what it is. Does she shoom it? Well, I shoomed it at work, just like she does. And it's a Hands Across the Sea, and it's Mary Woodward, 1820. Beauty is the light in a heart. And the reason I chose this one, again, because I'm on this red roll, this is not totally red, but it does have quite a bit of bright reds in it. It has a bunch, it's got a strawberry border. Again, because I shoomed it, it's not a color picture, but you can certainly go on their website and see little Mary Woodward. She is little, but I love her. She's about 100 by 100 stitches, and I got a good start on her. I don't think she's going to take me very long because she is little. So here she is. This is Picture This Plus, 40 count, and I think it's Heartland. 40 count. I think it's Heartland. It has a greenish hue to it, which actually works well off this particular green. I am doing this in DMC. And I am just loving every minute of it. And as you can see, it's bright and glorious. Definitely a spring stitch and definitely a quick stitch. I do have one strawberry in there so far and a couple of the motifs. I think there's just 6 flower baskets. So I'll have 4 to go and to finish the border and put in her name, and this will be done. I am just loving these tiny little samplers. You know, the big ones are beautiful. And of course, when I did Isabella Uffendell, I'm over the moon with it. But they take a long time. I don't know. I just like to get things done. I may still eventually embark on another big sampler, but for right now, I'm enjoying the little ones, and I'm just going to keep on going at this point, and we'll see where my crafting takes me. But there you go on that. And I just have a couple other really quick things to show you, one of which is this adorable card I got from Susan Standley. I couldn't help but show you that. I don't know where she obtained these adorable little frogs, but this is just fabulous. I had to share that. And then my haul from Hobby House, I couldn't help but get a Heart Remembers, and I definitely will be doing one of these cute little small things out of here. These little hearts are adorable. She's got 3 of them going on, and then she's got this beautiful tiny little piece on the back that I love. There's just lots of stuff. The big piece is beautiful too. I mean, just everything. I am a huge Blackbird fan, and so I'm just loving everything. I have to say, where my heart blooms does have a lot of red in it, so who knows? Maybe that'll be in my future too. It's got lots and lots of red in it. We'll see how long my red obsession goes. But that was one haul. Everybody's seen that already. This is kind of neat. This is Fox and Rabbit Tornado linen 40 count that I picked up there. We'll see. Yeah, it's picking up the color pretty good. I kind of liked that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put on there, but I did love this linen, and I just grabbed a piece. So there you go. There's my haul from Hobby House. So I think that's it for today. This morning I was out early. It's still early now. It's only about 7:15, but I went out about 6 o'clock for my walk. And so that's why I have my jacket still on, because I'm still trying to warm back up. But it was invigorating. The sun was out. It was just beautiful. I love early morning. It just brings me peace and joy to go outside, breathe the fresh air, and you know, fill my mind with the beauty of nature and clear my mind for the day. And I couldn't wait to get back and film this. I know it's been a long time, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for all your comments. Thanks for all the interaction on Instagram. I truly feel like I've made so many friends through not only through the Flosstube, but also through Instagram. You are all such an inspiration to me, and I appreciate it tremendously. And I hope you've enjoyed this little kind of sampler palooza a bit today. It's been fun, and I'm hoping to continue the roll and keep a watch out on Instagram. I'm hoping I'll be back on Flosstube over the next month or two. Again, it depends how things are going with the kids and graduation. It'll all be a whirlwind from here. But I'm enjoying every minute. I've enjoyed every minute of this past year. I know I'm going to miss them dearly, but we all know they must grow up, and time marches on. But yes, I am taking the time to smell the roses and enjoy every minute. So take care. Happy stitching. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.